Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a best of 3 for your Sunday series between Maru and Serral here on Pillars of Gold, the latter edition, for game number 1. I know, everybody else has cast this, but Alchemy said that he would like to see me cast this, and I listened to my subscribers and do what they say. Top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player Maru, and in the bottom left, it is the red Zerg player Serral. This is from the King of Battles tournament that wrapped up maybe 2 weeks ago. And Maru won the whole thing, but this is from the group stages, so this doesn't spoil the result for this best of 3. Maru looked pretty darn good. And, I wish I had known that before I bet against Maru with Somicron on the podcast. Okay, so every GSL season, once it gets to the playoffs, we each pick one player, right? And if my player goes further than Somicron's player, I win the bet, and vice versa. I don't think I have won in 2020. I think the last time I won was 2019, which I think maybe we need to stop doing this, because clearly I am cursing. I am cursing these players. I picked Dongrigu, right? A safe choice, a good Zerg player. He got 3-0'd by TY. And if Maru... Oh, we're going to see this after Maru's performance. If Maru just wins one game in the first round of the playoff, then I lose the bet. Again. So, Maru looked very good at King of Battles. So, I feel bad about that right now. Alright, so this is a Reaper. The Reaper's name is Comic Book Guy. Noticing that all his favorite superheroes appear as Reapers with backstories that actually make no sense if you have knowledge of the original issue prints or limited edition arcs that any true fan would know, he joins the Reaper program to correct misrepresentation and set things straight. Well, alright, Comic Book Guy, if that's what you're into, buddy. Coming across here, gonna try to kill some stuff, set the record straight about a lot of things, and nothing nuts here at all. Now, the reason this was such a big freaking deal is because Serral and Maru never play in tournaments, man. They so very rarely meet in these things, and part of it's Maru's fault, right? He's just not playing well. Not playing as well as he's capable of. So Serral's like, meet me in the finals, man, and Maru's like, no, not gonna do it. A couple times the vice versa has happened. They just haven't played. This might be the first Serral Maru thing that I've seen, and definitely the first one that I've cast in some time. So that's why everybody's hyped for this. Third base coming up from Serral about the right time. I mean, this is as standard is going to be here from these players. Also, it was announced that Blizzard Activision is no longer going to be doing any new paid stuff for StarCraft 2. It's kind of sunsetting it, basically, right? There will be no balance patches on a schedule. It's going to be balance patches. These tumors need to live, and they're going to. There's not going to be balance patches on a schedule anymore. It's going to be as needed. There's not going to be any new co-op commanders. I don't think any new voice packs for commentators either, so there goes that dream of mine. And, yeah, it's a sunset. It's not completely getting rid of it. No more War Chest, though, which I think is a little weird, because War Chest, I don't think really requires much effort on their part, and it raises a ton of money for StarCraft 2 as an esport, which they're still supporting StarCraft 2 as an esport. It's not as bad as Heroes of the Storm, where Heroes of the Storm is just being abandoned entirely by Activision Blizzard, like 100%. So StarCraft is not that. It's just being, you know, placed on the back burner, effectively, which I get it. I do. It's been 10 years. Honestly, they paid more attention to this than they ever did to Brood War. Brood War got its final balance patch in like 2001, and it came out in 98. So this is like if they'd given balance patches to Brood War for, you know, until 2008, which would have been incredible. They didn't do that. So StarCraft has gotten a ton of love and a ton of attention from Blizzard Activision, and I appreciate it. And it's, you know, it helped me grow my channel. It helped me get 50,000 subscribers on the other channel. StarCraft 2 totally did. Although a lot of that is thanks to Brood War as well. So that's the thing. If you're asking, well, StarCraft's going to be a dead game. Well, no, Brood War's not a dead game. Brood War's been just incredibly effectively ignored by Blizzard for a long time now. The remaster is really the most attention that's been paid for some time, which was good. Like, the remaster has been really good. But I don't know if this necessarily, like, really kept Brood War afloat. So what I'm saying is, if I'm casting 2 effectively dead games, Brood War and StarCraft 2, I think it's basically the same thing. Not worried about it. So here comes some Hellion pressure, which Serral's seen 100 billion times. Are these going to be... Oh, these are YOLO Hellions. Are they going to come in? No! They thought about committing. They saw what was up there and said, no thanks. That's a lot of Zerglings. We don't feel comfortable getting surrounded and murdered to death. We like to have map control, thank you. We like to be able to actually kill creep tumors. Because that's the thing. If you YOLO the Hellions in, it's harder for you to kill tumors. And the creep spray gets kind of nuts. So far, so good for Maru, right? He's done some damage. He's killed an Overlord. Creep tumors have died. 1 Liberator has been killed on the other side here. Maru's 3rd base is happily rolling, while the 4th base from Serral is just now getting up. So let the Terran advantage begin here economically, although Serral is kind of killing it at the moment. I do expect 3 bases with mules for Maru to eclipse that fairly soon, because the 4th base is not anywhere near complete. It is 56 workers on 3 bases, which is, gosh darn, very nearly fully saturated here from Maru, and he's triple pumping SCVs to make up for that. So yeah, he's gonna, yeah, it's creeping up. See how it's creeping up over there? Yep, continuing to get up to Maru's side of the map. This is a stage of the game where Serral is pretty darn vulnerable to attacks, where he's trying to get that economy going, trying to get a bigger economy than Maru is. And Maru, once he gets saturated, you know, he's got a big army already. He can reproduce army very quickly. Marines on reactor-backed barracks are super fast. And it's just a matter of how fast can he kill Serral, right? It gets harder. It gets harder as the game goes on to kill Serral. He loves the late game. What has generally tended to kill him have been little medium, mid-game, mid to early mid-game pushes, where he's just not quite ready for it, you know? He's trying to strike that balance between droning up and making an army. And this is not, that is a pickup situation. Maru just picks up everybody, gets them out of there safe and sound. That's why he's Maru, man. We've seen players like TY mess that up and lose a bunch of Marines there unnecessarily when you can just pick up and fly out. Exactly. There's a Spire on the way, but nothing's killing these medevacs for now. I know there's a bunch of queens, but medevacs don't have to get killed by those queens if they don't want to. Trying to... Oh, the Banelings. Yeah, it was too much of a surround there. That was almost kind of a situation that he could stay in. That he could stand in, especially with the Hellion support, but nope. Not that time. Too many Lings. The Banelings especially were a problem. And look, it's 11 mutas from Serral. So he's going for the Ling Bling muta strategy, which has just been... It's what he's been doing against Terran for some time now. I don't know who it was. I don't know who the Zerg player was that figured out that mutas can be the answer to gosh darn everything against Terran. But it reminds me of Heart of the Swarm years. It's just, I don't know what's changed either. The Mutalisk has not had a significant change to its balance in years. And for some reason, now Zerg players are like, you know what's awesome? Mutalisks. It's always crazy for me to see how the meta changes, even though there has, you know, even though there's nothing that's really made that kind of a difference. Baneling hit there. Well, Widowmine hit on the Banelings, rather. Serral gonna chase this out. But just too many Marines. The Widowmines, ooh, more friendly fire than anything else there, I think. But still, do not attack into an entrenched position of a Terran player unless you are confident you can wreck it. Which Serral was not, so he pulled back. He saved his 4th base, or his 5th base rather, which is a huge stinking deal. Income, yeah, back into his favor now that he's on the 4 bases to the 3 bases of Maru. There's a window there, though. There's a bit of time where it was fairly even economically. And that's good for the Terran. Fairly even economically, where the Zerg has a bit of an advantage, is actually an advantage for the Terran player, turns out. Ooh, Hellbat's in the mix. Muta's not really wanting to go too deep into Terran territory. Worried about Widowmines, I assume. Killing a supply depot, and that's it. Changeling picked off immediately there, but that would have been a nice little burn down this missile turret and kill these SCVs scenario. There are no Widowmines in here, I don't think, unless Maru's hiding some from me behind the buildings, which is something he's been known to do because he's very smart that way. But yeah, so far, Mutalisks, man. Mutas upgrades for the Lings and the Carapace for the Lings too, which indicates to me we are trying to get into Ultras into the late game if we need to get there. The Mutas are very capable of winning this game. Ooh, that Changeling survived for 2 seconds longer than his buddies. That's what happened. Infestation Pit coming in here from Serral. And a 6 base coming up from Serral on the bottom right side. It's a bit of a ninja, but really, I guess maybe this is a more natural progression than this. But he's got the creep out here, so hey, it's effectively the same thing. Lings standing just outside the circle. A couple of them are on the inside of the circle, which is interesting to me. Here we go. Ling Baneling Muta charging in. And then pulling back. He doesn't want to get smacked around by Widow Mines. I think that's exactly what that is. And he doesn't have to worry about it. There are 2 Widow Mines back towards the back of the army. There's also a Thor, which you need to be very careful with. 2 turrets chasing away the Mutalisks inside the main base. This attack considered going up this way, and then pulled almost all the way back home. This creep spread is very good. This is Serral level creep spread right now. It's pushing hard. Banelings going after them SCVs. They get 6 SCVs and a missile turret and a couple supply depots there, which does supply block Maru. Further supply blocking happens there. He is 12 supply in the red, which is not very great, but he's already at 192 supply, so it's like, there's worse things, man. If you're trying to rebuild your army and your supply block, that's what's bad. But if you're already maxed out, less of a concern. So Maru's going to move out, maybe drop some people back here to deal with these Mutalisks. Is that enough? I'm going to consider this not enough Marines. Banelings, Lings cruising on in to this 3rd base, killing more supply depots. The Mutas trying to come around the backside, causing problems. Nice snipe on that Widow Mine. The control is sick on these Mutalisks. Serral is one of those players I trust with Mutas. There are not many of them. I think there are 3 worldwide. But Serral is definitely one, and he's heading on down, and the Mutas, oh boy. Are they trapped? Just run! Oh, they found a way to slip through the right side of this map here. They're barely visible on the map. They're so far on the edge there. This is a Baneling bomb if I ever saw one. Oh, careful. Yeah, Widow Mines, though. Just send 1 Baneling up, man. Ah, see, but now the army knows this is happening. Maru finally on the offensive a bit here. These Hellbats are all dead. This army getting chased. That is so many Lings and Banelings. The surround is what's making this happen. As usual, man, if you're a Zerg player and you're not surrounding your enemy with Lings and Banes, you're going to have a bad time. If you're chasing units that are kiting and kiting and kiting, you're going to hate yourself. Alright, so the Mutas clear out some of the Widow Mines, maybe allowing the Banelings to get some stuff done, but it's a pretty intense army here. Okay. Yeah, this game just has all the markings of a Serral win. He's got incredible creep spread. He's got great upgrades. He's working on an Ultralisk Cavern. He's got like an 8th base coming up here. It's just... he's not sending too much in. Like, he's worried about the Widow Mines, and he recognizes, okay. Oh, it gets a couple Changelings in the mix as well that Maru does not immediately kill. The base goes down. But this whole expeditionary force from Maru gets wiped out or has to retreat in shame. Zerglings, Mutalisks, Banelings. Yep, this is Serral. He's sharking, man. He's not interested in engaging unless he knows he can win the fight. If he's worried about Widow Mines, he's not engaging. And it's very smart. Maru already has another race up right now. Looking fantastique at the moment. Ghost Academy coming in from Maru. Widow Mine does not get a huge connection. The Banelings, there you go. They Baneling bomb the planetary. Absolutely, yes, that happens. But look at Maru pushing down the right side. This is the danger of an elite Terran player. They can be many places at once, just like you can, Zerg player. And they get the hatch. There, they got the hatch. They sacrificed a couple Marauders to make it happen, but they got the hatchery. 1 base for 1 base was the trade. How? These guys are surviving exceptionally well. Is adrenal glands not done? Oh my gosh, he doesn't have adrenal. Serral, this is the one I'm actually concerned about this right now. You're relying a lot on Zerglings, and you don't have adrenal glands. I have to look again. No. Okay, definitely no adrenal. I can't believe it, is the reason I'm checking multiple times here. For Serral to forget adrenal? He's magic boxing the Thor. It gets picked up and saved. Oh, that medevac control is sick out of Maru here. An attack coming up to this used to be a planetary base. There's going to be a couple SCVs down, and we're going to retreat on out. Another push. Dude, these games, though. Maru versus Serral. This base is going to die again. Cancelled this time around. Wasn't actually done enough to die. I guess it could have died, but it's not really how Serral rolls for the most part. Getting to a ramp is a Terran's favorite position. Zerglings, he's got to know he doesn't have Adrenal. Like, he can see these guys. Oh, he burrows a couple in. Burn a scan, he says. And he does burn a scan. Yes, indeed. Oh, crap. The mutas are taking some hits. Dude, how many mutas are left? 3? 16 mutas have died. Serral, are you off my list, buddy? I mean, he's transitioning into Corruptors and Lurkers, it looks like. Along with some Ultralisks, because he's got the upgrades for it, so why not? Down the right side. Lings, Banelings, Ultralisks. Ow, ow, ow. The Baneling hits. The Ultra attacks. It's not good. See how slow these Lings are attacking? It boggles my mind that he doesn't have Adrenal, nor is he researching it right now. These Lings should be so scary. Is it a 40% increase to attack speed to Zerglings? There's nothing else in the game that gives you a 40% attack speed increase for anything. Not even close. It's an insanely good upgrade. And it's really important for these Lings. They are squishy. They are squishy as all get out. And as a result, you know, if you're squishy, you need to be fast and do damage. Which is what Marines are. They're fast and they do damage and they're squishy. That is the whole basis of StarCraft. Those principles there. Trying to take down this planetary. Does end up getting it there with the Ultralisk DPS added in. And then the Ultras decided, job well done. We don't want to engage with these Marauders off creep. We've done that enough lately. Thank you very much. Dude, I can't even... I'm looking like... Adrenal glands, man. Another scan on those Lings. I think Serral wins this game if he doesn't forget Adrenal. I think he wins it already. I really do. Great split against those Banelings. The ghosts are out. This top left hatch of Serral's, it's like a 10th base. I don't even know right now. Maybe 9. Does get taken down. Maru snipes it there. Lings rolling in. Like, I mean, I guess Serral's not exactly sitting around staring at his Zerglings as they're making these attacks, right? He's sending them in. He's microing them a little bit as necessary, but his attention is elsewhere all the time. So maybe he doesn't notice that he's missing Adrenal glands here. This is the most boggling... Seriously, like, seriously mind-boggling thing. Like, look at him. You can tell. You can tell they're attacking slowly. This whole Burrow Ling stuff is incredible. Steady targeting on the Ultralisks, getting sniped down a little bit here. Corruptors owning the skies against these Medivacs. You're trying to steady target down the Corruptors because they're very, very scary against your Medivacs. God, this is why, though. Like, this is why everybody wants Serral Maru, is for this very reason. For these games right here. This is game 1 of a best of 3. We're 20 minutes into this thing, and it's been a non-stop bloodbath. Steady targeting on the Ultras. Blah. Instant death on those Ultralisks. 32 SCVs have died, though, with the death of this base and some attacks up here. Just constant Ling harassment. That's a total of 69 SCVs killed. I just don't see how Serral loses this game, even though he's completely forgotten a massive upgrade that's important to the composition he's running with today, and has been the entire game. Maru's over here looking nuts. Yeah, man. Is Maru the best Terran player in the world right now? He very gosh darn well could be. Attacking up a ramp, not recommended behavior. Steady targeting on the Ultras and on the Corruptors here again. It is, I mean, 168 to 143 supply. Maru's down. Serral's income has just been Serral's income for the last 10 minutes. Ling's rolling up. Widowmine on the split, though. The pre-split With the Widow Mine, this hatch is going to die again. So, I mean, if you kill 4 hatcheries of Serrals and cancel another one in 19 minutes, you have a pretty good chance of winning the game. So this is why I'm not counting Maru out here in game number 1 to these links. I know I keep talking about it. I do. In range of what? This missile turret? I guess. I know I keep talking about adrenal glands, but I do feel like this game is over by now if he's got adrenal. They just kill things faster. I'm really... The second biggest indication he doesn't have adrenal is how long it takes things to kill marauders. I know there's your 3 armor marauders, but adrenal gland zerglings will eat marauders with 3 armor. Just nom 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 nom. And it's taking him forever to kill them. And I'm just... Is he trying to make some kind of a point? Is he getting style points here? And saying, I can beat you even without an incredibly overpowered upgrade that people complain about. It's... I don't know. I don't know how else to ascribe the lack of adrenal in this game. I need to watch the VOD and see if the actual live commentators made any comment about this. If they weren't going nuts, then I don't know what they were watching. Because I'm going nuts. This game 1 is insane. I'm not complaining that it's... because it's so good. This game's over. Look how long this Marauder takes to die. Fully surrounded by Zerglings. Oh, the fungals, though. Just bringing out the fungals is so important to winning against Terran. It makes the ultras more effective. It shuts down ghosts so well. And the fact that more Zerg players don't use fungals more often in this late game ZVT scenario, it boggles my mind. It really does. Transfuse, transfuse. 132 to 126 supply. Yeah, Maru could win this game. Maru could easily win this game at this point. He's got some decent income. He had a bit of an advantage a minute ago. It's very even right now. The top left base of Serral's is dead. That's the one kind of remaining base here on this map, now that Maru has this one over on the left. Yeah, this game one alone gets an epic tag. It just does. So yeah, the whole series is going to be epic tag because of course it is. Again, I understand you've probably seen this cast by somebody else already. I'm kind of like a second run theater in a lot of ways. But thank you for clicking on the video. I hope you've enjoyed my take on this because... I don't get it. Has he snuck it in yet? I keep expecting him to, like, chrono boost the upgrade and get it done before I notice it was in the production tab. Because, you know, if anybody can chrono boost a Zerg, it's going to be Serral, right? Right. Dude, this game one is 23 minutes. I thought this would be like 15 minutes. Okay, Maru's going to win this game. If he took this base right here, this base means that Maru wins game one. That's it. Yes, Serral's up 20 supply. Yes, he's denying this right side base. But Serral needs this if he's going to win. I mean, the fact that the planetary is finishing is good. The problem is there's no army in the general neighborhood to save this. If it's a Baneling bust. Oh, the Widowmine shot thins the herd. And then it's a planetary, so and the Lings don't have adrenal anyway. Yeah, maybe this number of Lings to take down a planetary if they had adrenal, but they don't, so it's fine. The Lings trying to find damage here and there, but again, look how long it takes them to kill a Marauder. Oh, they stopped trying to kill him. That's not a good example at all. Okay, that army gets surrounded. Again, this army should be dead so much faster. The fact that the Banelings are required to kill that is just mind-boggling right now. Lings on your production facilities is never good, though, Maru. You need to watch out. Look at this. Attack, 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 attack. It's so... I've never, ever once felt superior to Serral in anything in my whole life. But if he's forgotten adrenal and not noticed he doesn't have adrenal, I don't know. I'll be superior to him in some way. It has to be a statement, doesn't it? It has to be him going, you wanted this. You've been telling telling everyone that Maru can beat me. When he hasn't even made it, to these BlizzCon finals, to these Katowice finals. I mean, okay, Serral didn't make it to the BlizzCon finals last year, but you know what I mean. And he's like, look, I can beat him without a massively important all the time to get upgrade. But no, he can't. Lesson learned. Maru's your winner. I told you Maru was going to win this game when he took this top left base. And he did. And I know you're like, Falcon, you watched this. I did not. I promise I didn't watch this live. Like, the Baneling hits are great, but the Ling cleanup is bad. Look at this. 173 to 139 supply, 96 to 62 army supply. The income advantage creeps up and is in Maru's favor right now. And that's your game one. Yep. Okay, so that game is known as the Serral doesn't get adrenal glands game. From now on and forevermore, amen. That was, I don't even, how does this happen? I need to look this up. I'm going to go look it up after I close out of this before I cast game 2. Because what? 19 mutas died, 9 corruptors, 11 ultralisks. Again, the fungals were very nice. Bunch of ghosts went down. 2 planetaries and 5 hatchers were killed. And 1 hatchery canceled. So that 6 bases down. That top left base got taken. Maru owned it. Serral couldn't keep up economically and was toast. And that's it. His creep spread was great. His harassment was great. He killed, again, 72 SCVs to 7 drones dead. Should be a win. But losing the number of hatcheries that he did, especially the top left one, and for getting adrenal is just too much to overcome. Too much. All right, so that's game 1 of a best of 3. Epic tags all around. Let's move into game 2 here right now. All right, so I Googled Serral forgot adrenal glands, StarCraft 2, and I didn't find anything about that game. Am I going crazy? Let me know in the comments if I just missed adrenal glands being researched. And if I don't know how to tell if Zerglings have adrenal glands when they're attacking something. I don't know what's going on. All right, so here on Jagannatha, we have Maru top right and Serral in the bottom left. Yeah, I mean, like that's how you beat a Zerg player. Yes, you get extra bases on him, right? You get that better economy. You make better trades. Serral's going to be great with the Widow Mines, but he can't be perfect with the Widow Mines. He's going to take some big hits. You use steady targeting on the Ultralisks, steady targeting on the Corruptors, the big targets, because it ignores armor, and it's really super duper useful. That's how you do. I cannot shake the feeling that Serral wins that game if he has adrenal. I really think he does. And I cannot fathom how he forgot or why he chose not to do it. Again, the only reason I can come up with is that he was trying to style on Maru. And holy crap did that backfire, because Maru won the game and he looked fantastic doing it. He expands casually 100 times. He's got all the orbital commands. He's in multiple places at once. He's splitting effortlessly every time he needs to split. Maru is a monster when he wants to be a monster. He's also pretty bad when he doesn't want to be a monster. It's very strange. Maru's very up and down. It's hard to be a fan of his. Samacron's a huge fan of Maru, but just time and time again, he just fails to perform in certain situations. I mean, again, he won this King of Battles thing, which is great. And it is ESL points, and it does matter towards the, the 2020 finale to be held. I was going to say, to be held in Katowice, but the Corona's probably shutting that all down. So, to be held online when the ESL finale is held sometime later. All right. Third base coming up at 2:30 here. And again, the Reaper, if the Reaper makes a beeline for the third base, he can delay it. Like, this is... it's fine. I mean, you might actually end up getting a Ling kill, and by golly, he did, but that's it. I gotta say, I'm gonna keep beating this drum. It makes so much more sense to delay the third base than it does to kill a Zergling over here. Delaying the third base is huge. Look how far it is to walk over here with the queen. Walk, 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 Well, I mean, it's not as far as some places for sure. Some maps have third bases that are much further away than this, but still, man, delay the third. I know Maru's a billion times better at this game than I am, but I still say delay the third. Okay, so his natural base is done. Surprise! No, not at all. Barracks, starport, command. Wow, yeah, command center after starport. Correct. No, actually, is that a command center before starport? Holy crap, it was. Maru, super duper duper greedy fast third base here. Like, that is, holy smokes, fast third base. Before the starport. Wow. Alright, so you can't delay the factory because the Hellions need to be out there doing stuff. But you can delay the starport, obviously, and go for that command center instead. Like, Liberator timings aren't really a thing. The Zerg player is going to be ready for it no matter what. And if you're late with the Liberator, it's not like it's the end of the world. So that makes sense to delay the starport. Get the command center first. You have a third at 350. Which is, dang, that is a greedy, greedy third base, Maru. I guess you're up 1-0 in this here best of 3 series, so you can afford to take some chances. The Overlord does end up seeing the tech lab on the starport that's researching and says, you know, that's very, very, very likely to be Banshee Cloak. We'll see if Maru keeps with it. He looks like he's still going to finish this Banshee and probably finish the upgrade here too, even though it got scouted. I mean, it just means that Serral really should lose nothing to this Cloak Banshee attack. It's really hard to lose nothing to a Cloak Banshee attack, especially if there are 2 Banshees, which, if you're getting Cloak, you need at least 2 Banshees. Nobody ever gets Cloak for 1 Banshee. So yeah, there's the 1, and it really helps with Roach attacks too, if Serral's going for some kind of crazy 2.5 base Roach Ravager all in, which we've seen time and time again. Having a Banshee is worth its weight in gold, and having 2 Banshees is worth its weight in, like, I don't know, platinum. Whatever is more valuable than gold. I guess Bitcoin at this point, although Bitcoin's not really a substance, it's not fair to compare it to gold, because how do you even do that? I mean, 1 Bitcoin for 1 ounce of gold? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's like comparing apples to oranges. It's not literally apples to oranges, but it's very apples to oranges. So third base lands at 5 minutes, which is, gosh darn, skippy zippy here. Serral's fourth base hasn't even started yet. He's got creep spread up to where he wants it to be. Couple yield Banshees cruising on down. There is, guess what, a Spore and a Queen. And really, they shouldn't be able to do much. I'm just... Again, Serral scouted this. If he loses more than a couple drones here... Okay, well, that's 2 already, Falcon. Way to go, bud. 3! Alright, it's over. It's a complete failure. He should have been more ready for this. He should have had an additional Queen up here. Okay, 6 drones. It's not necessarily the Queens paying for themselves. Dude, he's going to lose a Queen here, too. Oh. Oh, that Banshee has like 1 HP. 2 HP Banshee and gets out of there because the cloak is good. Oh, the other one does not. Yeah, Serral took way too much damage from those Cloak Banshees. That said, one of the Banshees died, so that sucks. But 9 drones down in the first 5 minutes is pretty good. If you're Maru here. Additional barracks coming up. He's very capable of going mech, but that's not really something that he does. And this is the timing attack I'm talking about here. You come in an area where there's not creep, right? Was that just a feint? That might have been a feint. It forced a lot of lings and some banelings out of Serral. I've said this for years, but I feel like Terran and Protoss players should be feinting a lot versus Zerg. Just move out, like step onto the creep with an army, and then Serral's like, oh crap, and then he makes a bunch of stuff, and then you just go home. And then the economy is not as strong as it should be. And here's another situation. Burrow Widowmize in, clearing creep. This is a little bit aggressive, but oh, the transfuse. He almost picked off that queen. The banelings have speed though, and you're on creep technically. Okay, that was overstaying your welcome, it turns out. That is an official form of overstaying your welcome. Why is he sacking these medevacs? Why would you... He's just like, I guess these are scouting medevacs now. I guess he's like, they're not making it home, but that's the first time I've seen a Terran player not just try to get those home. And if they die, so be it. But that was just... I have resigned myself to my fate, you know? couple SCVs go down. A little bit of revenge for the 9 drones that have died earlier in this match. His 4th base is coming up in the bottom right. But again, look at how late that is compared. Okay, it's done now. How late it is compared to this 3rd base for Maru, which has been up forever now. 3 whole minutes it's been up. It was completed inside the main base 4 minutes ago. Yeah, Maru, the longer the game goes on, the more that early 3rd base really helps Maru. Losing that whole army on the right side is not something that helps Maru. Boost. Go boost. Ooh, he used the boost zone to get extra boost home. Very nice. 5 more Mutalisks in production. 1-1 coming in for them Lings. This is the exact same darn game plan that Serral used in the last game. Guess what? Maru's doing the same stuff he was doing in the last game too. Let's see if Serral gets a hive and goes for adrenal glands in this game, shall we? I think we should. These Lings are up to no good. Oh, Banshee. Revenge! Revenge has been had. Dude, Mutas in the speed zone are fast. It's like Mutas with stim. Ah, Imba League. You ever play Imba League? Like, Husky had the idea for it, and then one of his buddies programmed it in the StarCraft 2 editor, and one of the things that made Imba League... Well, the thing that made Imba League fun was you could give units different things, right? Like, all of your units, no matter what race you are, can jump cliffs now. Or everything shoots banelings, which is insane. But one of the things was everything gets stim, and let me tell you, Mutalisks with stim are terrifying. Because they heal up, right? They can heal up just like the Marines can, so they can benefit from the stim in a lot of ways that other units can't. Without a healing, right? So, yeah, I mean, super fast stimmed Mutas with an attack speed upgrade was something to behold. There's your hive from Serral at 9.5 minutes. I remember when a 9-minute hive was crazy. Do you remember those days? Feeling so nostalgic today. Don't know what it is. Yeah, remember? Like a 9-minute hive. I remember casting games back in Heart of the Swarm when like somebody go for a 9-minute hive and I'm like, are you crazy? Who's got what? That Widowmine hit was good. Ooh, 4 kills a Mutalisk there, previously weakened up by the turrets and that Widowmine that was hiding. Like right here is where that Widowmine was hiding. Great positioning by Maru. I told you, he hides them behind buildings. But yeah, now 9 minutes is like, oh, it's a good time. It's fine. Maybe a little bit late. Okay, well, this Serral creep spread is creep. It is everywhere. Maru's got to be like, what? How? What is this? Zergling's job is to kill these rocks with 3 damage at a time for 2,000 HP with no adrenal glands, mind you. Okay, hive's done. Go adrenal! Adrenal, friend? I don't know if Serral made a bet where he's like, I'm not going to get adrenal this entire series with his, like, one of his friends or another player. Porque no los dos? Like, I know I should be kind of obsessively watching the production tab anyway, but I'm obsessively watching... Dude, it's not... He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern before he gets adrenal glands. See, like, it's fine here because he shouldn't have adrenal yet anyway. And the upgrades aren't incredible for the Terran yet, so it doesn't make as big of it. He has enough Banelings left over to Baneling bomb this planetary. Okay, that's nuts. He went up a ramp, and Maru just backed off enough. Banelings were like, well, you left this planetary open. Why don't we kill it? Bam. Huge, huge, huge kill there. Hasn't lost a base yet. Hasn't, I mean, he did lose some drones earlier. Yes, he did. But kills an entire base. Dude, this Circling is still... Somebody's been helping him. There's no way he's 500 damage through this thing. Maybe the Queen's helped for a minute. I'm gonna creep up to this base. Like, this base way up here. On Jagannatha. I don't even know how to say this. Need to watch anyway. Oh, okay. Well, when the Mutas feel like they can just fly over an entire army, that's a bad thing for you, Maru. There's Banelings on the ground. The Overseer going to die. The Muta's getting some free pot shots off on this planetary. Guess who doesn't have a planetary in the top left? Not yet. Not yet. It's not done. Now it is. And guess what? 100 Banelings are here to welcome you into the world. Happy birthday, Planetary. You're dead. This Planetary's dead. That's your GG. Maru is toast. He might not GG out for some time, but losing those 2 bases, putting him back onto 3 bases in 13 minutes means he's dead. I know Maru is a miracle worker when he wants to be. But at this point, I don't know. He has ginormous army, but his economy is in the toilet. Serral can remax. Like, he's going to get a giant bank. He's going to be able to remax 100 times here. Yes, Maru can just float an entire orbital command over here to replace the planetary that died. Because he's just been making orbitals for the whole game. Look, he's making 2 more. Army supply is bigger for Maru here. I mean, this is not Serral's just going to be able to aim move here and win. That's not what this is. But Maru's economy just is taking some major hits here. Widowmine, 0 kills somehow. How do you not get credit for any kills after those Banelings died? I guess the Banelings died of their own volition. That'd be the answer. See, look how careful you have to be with Widowmines against Maru. Like, it's not just against Maru. Against any Terran player who uses Widowmines, which, if you're a decent Terran player, use Widowmines, man. It's like, you set them and forget them. You don't even have to micro those suckers. Banelings getting some stuff done. Oh my gosh, Adrenal's on the way. Serral's victory is assured. He's taking this left side base too, by the way, and this right side. He's double expanding. Yeah, I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bases to Maru's 4 bases. I don't care how good you are as a Terran player. Okay, that base died at least. You're not beating Serral when he has a 2-1 base lead on you. You're just not. Not when it's 8-4. Widowmines! Oh, that Thor's down. Cruising through, crushing through, trying to catch those SCVs on the run here. Adrenal Glands is done. The Zerglings are doing much more damage than they were in game number 1. They're absolutely chewing through Marauders, as they normally should. 12 more SCVs go down. Maru immediately lands the orbital command as soon as the army is gone, because that's how good his reaction time is. I'm kind of surprised we're not pushing creep up this direction. Like, having to creep this base would be such a nice advantage for Serral. So this has been some of the longest death knells I've ever seen. Like, there's just... Okay. Alright, Maru replanted the right side base too. And he did kill one of Serral's bases that he was trying to double expand on him. Changelings going down every which way. That is a full abandonment of that right side base here. Temporarily, at least until Maru can get some reinforcements in. Is Serral just going for this? Serral decided he's going for it. Banelings on the backside, Ultras on the backside here too. The Ghosts trying to steady target stuff, but also Banelings are chasing them. The Mutas are engaging directly with these Marauders. The one Marine on the ground finally gets picked off there. The Marauder's not happy about the presence of these Mutalisks, because that right side base is toast. Did it fly away or is it just dead? Well, whatever. We got a new base to replace it with. No big deal. But Serral, yeah, he hasn't lost a hatch yet, except for the one that was coming up, which is a cancel, which matters, but it's not as big as killing an established hatchery. +3 flyer attack on the way. 20 Banelings in production. He's got a changeling in the mix with his own army, which is kind of a waste. Look at these changelings. We're here to protect you, SCV friends. Or to tell the Mutalisks when you're here. See, look how much faster SCVs die. That base got sniped again, by the way. Look how much faster SCVs die when the Lings have all their upgrades. And then Serral just backs out. I'm just going to deny your bases. Don't mind me. Going to kill 13 SCVs at a time. I've killed 47 of them, by the way. You got 10 of my drones. Congratulations. Most of that was to a double cloaked Banshee attack in the first 5 minutes. I do not care about that. It's 90 to 50 workers. Maru did successfully take this top left base, and this base gets canceled again. Look, Maru's the only player on Earth that Serral can kill both his 4th and his 5th expansions at the same time, and Maru doesn't just instantly die. Dude, he killed this base. Maru is not letting that happen. Look at how cautious. Like, whatever, never mind. Falcon, shut up. I'm not cautious anymore. I'm just going to A-move everything in here. The Marauder count is heavy, which is big. Banelings got nerfed fairly recently to where they don't do as much damage versus non-light units anymore. So against Marauders, Banelings are worse than they have been. And they were already pretty bad. Also, the Marauders are amazing versus Ultralisks. So having a Marauder-heavy composition here is fantastic. There are 4 Mutalisks in the sky. That is not enough to kill these Marauders. And there's Widowmines, and there's Ghosts, and there's a couple Marines anyway for support. Yeah, again, I'm telling you, Maru was dead. And now, he's not. These mutas have been hiding. They're like, all we're good for is killing orbitals right now. Maru is going to let this die? Maru's letting this die because he's focusing on this left side where he's clearing creep. Because he has to. If he's going to get another base over here, he needs this one. Dude, are they gonna get this? Oh, wait. Widowmines, though. Never mind, we're good. Alright, so Command Center does not die, though it was on fire, so we're gonna call it almost dead. Not quite dead. Oh, trying to expand. That is technically 2 bases killed, but about 4 bases canceled today. The Widowmines just make the Zerg player so cautious. Oh my, does he know about this?
Base is under attack.
I think he knew about this. God, that's a lot of mules dying. Ah, Maru's like, your army's on the other side of the map, is it? Well, I'll take this base out. Oh no, you responded with Lings and Ultras and Banelings. Okay, that's bad news for sure. 11 more SCVs down. Zerglings trying to make sure this is at least is forced to be left off, which, yes, it is. Yeah, this game, there's a reason. There's a reason everybody has wanted to see this matchup for so long now. That when it finally happens, it's the biggest group stage best of 3 series in years. It's because of this. They bring the best out of each other, man. Maru plays Serral tighter. Maybe not tighter than anyone, but plays him tight. It's just abject chaos. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, but it's the same engagement we've seen 18 times already in these 2 games. Serral comes in, tries to kill Maru. The Marauders and Ghosts survive for the most part. And Serral has to back out and remax on 52 Zerglings again. And he'll try it once more. Yeah, Maru has absolutely these kills another hat. She's pulled even in this game. I mean, sure. He's down big time in worker count, but he's getting so much value out of his army, and his army is so big. But the Lings have adrenal glands. Let's not forget about that one. Yeah, see how much better the Lings are doing against Marauders now? Steady targeting, though. Oh, split. Look at that split. That is a sick split there, man. Lings makes sure the top left base does not happen. This base troubled for some time. Serral taking this left side again, which Maru scans and is probably going to try to kill, if I had to guess. But yeah, Serral just comes back in, makes sure this base isn't going to survive. The Caustic Spray trying to kill it, but floating buildings that can fly away, it's harder for Caustic Spray to take those suckers down, it turns out. 10 more Banelings coming in. Yeah, Maru's the only person on Earth that loses those 2 bases, and Serral double expands to take an 8-4 base lead on him, and he doesn't GG out. Maru has made it another 10 minutes. That's who Maru is. He's made it another 10 minutes from that situation. He is a problem, as the kids would say today. Maybe the adults would say today. I don't know. See how much faster buildings die when the Lings have Adrenal? It's incredible. I mean, you don't want to fight those Zerglings as ghosts. Dude, this base is going to go down. No, the response from Serral's pretty good. Actually. Yeah, it's just... This is just the effect of Serral having a better economy for the last 12 minutes. To where Maru can get some purchase here, but... When push comes to shove, he just doesn't have enough to win in counterattack. Dude, these Corruptors, though. This one's still alive. Man, look at these Ultralisks die. Oh my gosh, he's gonna... This Corruptor. And there's your good game. Alright, so Serral takes game number 2. 31 SCVs have died. It is 5 workers remaining for Maru. The income tab looks like this. When we're at 3,000 difference, that is a bad sign for Maru. But yeah, I mean, massive, massive kudos to him for surviving as long as he did after that game-ending play that Serral posted on him 13 minutes ago, because it was game-ending, and it ended the game just much longer than it should have, and that's because Maru's insanely good. Yeah, 101 SCVs die, hard to win. Although 3 hatcheries and like 3 or 4 cancels is nice, but 3 planetaries, a command center, and an orbital is a big number of bases to go down. 15 Ultralisks died, 24 Mutalisks died at the end of the game. There were no more Mutalisks left. I don't know that Serral is doing very well earning his title as someone I trust mutas with. But it's Maru. Like, can anybody keep all their mutas alive versus Maru? His Wood of Mine play is disgusting. His Marine control is superb. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. So, oh, it's game 2. All right, so let's move into game 3. Who's going to win today? These 2 beasts. I got to say, like, if Serral has Adrenal, he looks really scary. It's incredible to me how much one forgotten upgrade makes such a difference, but it's such a big upgrade. And Zerglings are such a big part of what Serral's trying to do in these games. It'd be like if Maru forgot Stim. Like, I don't think Maru can beat Serral if he forgot Stim, right? Just like that. Okay, game 3 coming at you. Hey, no ads, because this channel's not monetized yet. You know what I forgot to do? I didn't name the Reaper in the last game at all. Huh, too busy ranting. Bottom right of a light shade, Maru. Top left, Serral. Who's going to come out on top? A rubber match between 2 incredible players. But yeah, I think if Serral doesn't forget adrenal glands, I think he's going to win. But that just might be my Zerg bias talking. So Lightshade seems like a fine map. Seems like StarCraft is really going away. Excuse me. From gold bases for some reason. Like, I know we just had them in the last season, right? Yes, but the newer maps seem to not have any whatsoever. Got a lot of, breakable rocks. No Zelnaga watchtowers on this map either. Just kind of straight up. See, look, third base on this map, you gotta go over here, down this ramp, across this way, and then protect your third. And this is the only third. I guess you could take this one. But that's pretty darn far too, man. Third bases are hard to take for Zergs on this map. Or they would be if Terrans would actually do something about stopping them from taking their third base when they want to. Alright, so yes. Anything crazy about this map? No. Not a ton of bases. Like, is it just 6 bases on each side? That's it? It is. Dang! Nope, 7. 7 bases per side. I can count. Yeah, 7. Alright, it's a decent number. I'm a little tired. I'm casting this at literally midnight right now. But, yeah, hit that like button if you're enjoying the series, because it's been a lot of fun for me. Reaper. Ahoy! Reaper's name is Laziness. I'll fill this form out later. Not bad. Very meta commentary on this Reaper's name. See, now look. Get him. Get him. Get him. He's just sitting there. To register my disapproval, I'll watch this dance in silence. Oh my gosh, you got a drone. My silence has been broken. Alright, fine. If you can get a drone with your Reaper, congratulations. It's probably better than delaying the third base. I don't know that it is. I feel like the numbers might bear it out to where getting the third base later is worse for the Zerg player than losing one drone at 245. But, like, losing a drone that early, it has a snowball effect, man. It hurts your economy. It really does. So, somebody run those numbers for me. Somebody who's smarter than I am, right? If you delay the third base by, let's say, 30 seconds, does that hurt the Zerg player more than losing one drone at 245? I need to go to Wikipedia, like the Wikipedia forums. Somebody probably could do that for me. They're the people that came up with the formula that using a mule instead of using the energy on a mule equals 300 lost resources. Which is, in fairness, an easier calculation to come up with than what I'm asking you to do, but still. And then the counter from Zerg players, I mean, this was years ago, right? The counter from Zerg players was, well, every time we use a drone to make a building, that's infinite resources lost by your math. And it is. What a great game. Alright, so Laziness and his two Hellion friends are here to kill stuff at the third base, which, again, would not exist yet. Well, it might exist, but it wouldn't have a queen popping yet. The creep spread might not be as big yet, if the Reaper had delayed that third. Is Overlord probably gonna die? I really don't see Serral lifting a finger to try to save him. No. Alright, cool. Hey, you know about the Falcon Paladin Hour? It's a weekly podcast with myself and Somicron. We talk about StarCraft 2 and make bets on GSL, which I referenced earlier in this cast. We do it on the podcast, though, so if you want to hear those predictions live, you can. We do stream them live as well at twitch.tv/Somicron, SOMICRON. Talk about movies and anime and books and other TV shows we're watching. The Boys has been a point to talk about. Some newer season anime, like Decadence. We went through every episode of Decadence as they were being released, and Decadence is amazing. It's on Hulu if you're in the US. I don't know how to get it otherwise, but seriously, man. By the same dude that made One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, which you've probably seen One Punch Man if you're an anime fan, because One Punch Man is ridiculously cool and, like, genius. Mob Psycho is a little bit less known, but, I mean, it is so heartwarming and such a good, just a great anime. I have to recommend it. And then Decadence, too. Same thing. So good. So, those are my recommendations. Falcon Paladin Hour. We're available on your phone and the internet and Spotify. Maru, trying to get some pressure up. Not doing super well with it. Also, not willing to sacrifice his Hellions. This is kind of the trade the Terran players have to do. Do that creep tumor landed just in time to force a scan. Although Maru is probably going to scan anyway, so whatever. Time to boost. It's time for a 6-minute double medevac Boostorama with Stim. Stim's the upgrade we have because it's the most important one. Increasing attack speed is really, really nice. Serral's got his Lings and Banelings flowing as per usual. He doesn't have speed yet, though. This is a little bit of a tenuous situation to try to hold without speed. Especially this base. With slow Banelings, holding this is so hard. Because Maru's just going to kite your slow Banes to oblivion, which is why he's not committing them here. And then he sort of has to, and then the kiting is pretty good. But the surround, okay, that was a big hit. Yeah, if you can surround the Marines, and then slow Banelings can catch them, and then they die, that's really nice. I don't know what timing Maru got his third base in this game, because I didn't pay attention. But I'm assuming it was pretty zippy, because it's looking great. I mean, it's fully saturated at 7 minutes. Another attack coming in. Let's see the creeps here now, and the Banelings have speed, and that's just no. No. That's not how that works. Muscular Augment's on the way. Oh, we're going Hydralisks this game. Like, you know what keeps dying is Mutalisks. Hydras are bad against tanks, but better against Widowmines than Mutalisks are. And Zerglings, too. We're going to switch it up this game and see if we can beat you with Hydras. Because again, I don't think Maru made a single tank in the last 2 games. So if he continues that trend of not making a single tank, the Hydras will kill him. Because you know how you beat Hydras is with siege tanks. And things like Liberators to some extent. So he's getting another factory, but maybe that's just normally for Widow Mines. We'll see if he changes up his strategy once he recognizes this is going to be Hydras today. He probably knows already because no Mutalisk has come to try to kill him yet, right? No Mutalisk harassed by 8 minutes is a pretty good indication. It's going to be Hydralisk. He just scouted it regardless, so let's see what he does. Drilling Claws coming in. Another factory on the way. Yeah, this is... There we go. Siege tank in production. That's what I was trying to find. So siege tanks. You need them if there's Hydralisks out on the field. Is this track 1 for Terran in StarCraft 2? I think so. This is like one of the first songs that plays for you in the campaign in StarCraft 2. It's a good one. So Serral has not lost a base yet. Successfully is on 5 bases. Tomorrow's 3. Maru going to take a 4th base down to the south here. His Drilling Claws is almost done. He's double pumping tanks. He knows what's up. He knows he needs siege tanks, and he's producing them. Falcon doesn't have to tell him what to do. Yeah, Thors trade pretty horribly versus Hydraling Bane. Like, really bad cost for cost. So that's why you trade out the Thors for tanks. If your opponent's going Hydralisks. 5 on the way. Be done in about 10 minutes. Seems like a reasonable hive timing. Infantry armor level 2 wrapping up. And +3. Should be getting started at some point here. Come on, Maru. Get that 3-3 going, buddy. You can afford it, kind of. Not all the way. You don't have enough gas, but still. Serral coming in from 2 directions at once. The space dies, but that's not a reason to abort this attack. This one gets scouted, and then Serral decides to wrap around and save his 4th. Oh, the Widow Mines get such good value, though. If Serral's not ridiculously careful every time he's anywhere on the map, a Widow Mine could kill all of this, right? 2 Widow Mines. Everybody dies. That's what that was. A ton of Banelings died to that. Oh, the unload and the cancel on the hatch again. Cancels really need to show up on units lost, like with a different designation on them. Widow Mine. Okay, big time hits there. And again, Banelings killing Widow Mines is something Maru is okay with. He's fine if that happens. Banelings are hugely expensive for Serral. Widow Mines are pretty cheap comparatively. You get like 2 or 3 Banelings to explode on 1 Widow Mine, and sure, you kill the Widow Mine, but that's a trade. That is a trade I'll take any day of the week. Serral's lost 7,000 resources. Maru's lost 4,200. I've been completely neglecting resources lost today, haven't I? Yes, indeed you have, Falcon. But guess who's not neglecting adrenal glands? Serral. And that's why he's going to win, because he has adrenal glands. Blinding Cloud on those tanks 100% negates their effectiveness against this composition. Which is why if you're going to go Hydraling Bane against a Terran player, make sure you get Blinding Cloud. Is that Siege Tank killing stuff, or was that Widow Mine killing stuff? Hard to tell. Splash damage is splash damage. Serral's making 62 Zerglings at the moment. This is the most even the game has been at 12 minutes today, I think. Maru hasn't lost any bases. He's canceled a couple of Serrals, but nothing huge, really. There's changelings just hanging out. Hey guys, Widow Mine's getting some hits there. Serral going for it. It's like there probably aren't any Widow Mines back here, right? You would be right, good sir. These are adrenal gland Zerglings. 52 lings in production. Maru's going to lose this base for not a huge investment from Serral there. Honestly, he gets away with a lot of Banelings and a few Hydras. Again, you're not killing armies, so Maru is still capable of taking terrible vengeance out upon you. The Banelings are walking past the Marauders there, which is pretty good stuff. Yeah, Ling Hydra versus Marauder is insanely good. Maru a bit on the back foot right now. Zergling's getting into his third base, causing a lot of damage, but Marauder's in good position, is going to save it and shove this away for the most part. Serral's like, I'm going to continue spreading creep. I'm going to make a Spire, make some Ultralisks, because I am getting upgrades for Ultras rather than upgrades for Hydras, because the upgrades for Ultras are shared by the Lings and the Banes and the Ultras, whereas the upgrades for Hydras only apply to the Hydras, and the value is limited there. Maru taking a top right-hand base where there's already a burrowed Zergling. Serral's done really well with burrowed Lings today. He knows how much it forces Maru to waste energy on scans instead of mules, like we talked about earlier in this game. Dude, Maru, parasitic bomb going down. I mean, this is some really good Viper play. Baneling's just crushing in here, able to take down a tank even in their nerfed status. 10 more SCVs go down. It is 90 to 64 workers. 24 SCVs have gone down in this game. A single drone has died to a Reaper whose name was Laziness. Top right base of Maru. Not happening, good friend. There's a burrowed Ling here. There are Lings and Banelings ready to rock here. Ghosts are out for Maru. We'll see the steady targeting continue to flow here. But the creep, man, continues pushing. What it also does is denies Maru options, right? Options for expanding. Normally, I think you try to go here next, but there's already creep on it. I mean, this one, that's your best bet, obviously, but Serral's already killed it once, and he's got creep in the general vicinity. Once again, Serral, 2 places at once. This is how you beat somebody like Maru. You do that, and then you just move on in and kill more SCVs with your Adrenalings. Overseer dies, but the Lings are okay. Dude, 14 more SCVs die here. Maru kind of falling apart a little bit. Very happy to kill those Widowmines. Those Banelings were. I don't think that was accidental at all. I think that was hunting. That was hunting for Banelings. Right side base. No, not happening. Forcing you to scan again to take this top right-hand base. The creep is just pushing this way. Serral taking another base. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3. He's taken all 7 of the bases on his side of the map at 15 minutes, because of course he has. Abduct on the tanks works just as well as Blinding Cloud, and most of the time it's better. Abduct, really, really good unit. It's an insta-kill scenario that Zerg has against big-ticket items. And that's what it was intended to be, too. It was intended to be used against Colossus more than anything else, because Zerg were having such a hard time with Colossus armies. Being able to abduct the Colossus out of an army made it so much weaker. Here we go. Lings, Banelings, Ultras, Planetary down, boys. All right, so that's the second base to go down here. The steady targeting is really going to start to ramp up here. Those Ultras, no chance. I don't know where these Banelings are going, but they've turned around. And forcing a liftoff here, too. I mean, this base not mining. That top right base gone. 3-basing Maru. Not happy Maru. 3-base to 7-basing Serral. Unhappy. Like a fungal on this group and then just running some Ultras into them would definitely have a good time. Army supply 109 to 84. Again, Maru's is bigger, but the income by Serral is this. C'est ça. Not actually mining from this 7th base, but I mean, I don't think he really needs to. Yeah, this base is in trouble. Although this base is, well, I don't know. How many Widowmines are here? Enough, apparently. Golly, the tank fire is pretty good too. It's not a huge number of tanks. It's a good number of tanks. They don't even have any attack upgrades. He's going for armor upgrades for them instead. which, I don't know. I feel like attack upgrade for tanks is going to be pretty good against this. Serral feels like we're killing blow this thing. Blinding Cloud on the tanks. The ghosts need to retreat into the natural base, and they do, but the door is left open. Widowmine says, Banelings, get out of here, but there are still so many Banelings, and that is your death knell. That was it. Maru's toast. I know I'm caster cursing this a little bit, but it's 200 to 154 supply, 89 to 55 workers. The income disparity here is through the roof. And yeah, when Serral manages to remember adrenal glands, he does pretty well here. He took a base on Maru's side of the map, which he kind of needs to do to win, assuming all else is equal, which it's not right now. Maru's economy is not great. He hasn't taken this one. This one's just now happening. This one is okay. So yeah, holding onto this base is super mega nice for Serral and trying to win this game. He's really respecting Maru though, right? Like there were a couple times he could have tried to go for the kill, but he was worried about Maru's ability to completely shut him down, which is entirely fair because Maru's very good at this. Very capable of shutting him down. Is that Ultralisk dead? No. He's got 3 HP. And he's dead now. Coming up a ramp, Parasitic Bomb on the Medivacs. That tank, 15 kill tank, 21 kill siege tank. The Hydra versus siege tank battle, not super great. But enough Hydras, you'll get it done. 7 more SCVs die. Army supply 106 to 100. Serral has a lead, but it's not massively ginormous. Yeah, Serral's patience today has just been on display. I mean, he's usually a very patient player. He's very willing to let the Terran move out and try to kill him and make mistakes and die. But today, even when he's tried to kill bases, which he's done a lot of, he hasn't pushed the advantage beyond what he feels comfortable doing. Oh, that SD. No, Maru cannot hardly stand to lose those. And the Banelings coming from all directions. Oh, the surround. Oh, the humanity. Okay, I think that's it. Doubling the supply. GG Serral is your winner in 20 minutes and 1 total second. Yep, that's an epic tag right there. Best of 3, man. Goes 3 games. Incredible matches all the way around. Still cannot wrap my head around game 1. I need to find somebody talking about this because I will think I'm insane if I don't. But base kills. Look at this. 1 hatch killed. A couple cancels maybe. But 3 planetaries, 2 command centers, and an orbital? The math is bad there. It's a bad series to be an SCV, right? 83 SCVs down. In this game, 100 plus in the last one. I mean, even that game 1 that Maru won, he ended up losing like 40 SCVs, right? So Serral, as is tradition, very good with that. But yeah, end of the day, the Hydras did great. Only 9 Hydras died. Well, they only had 3. He only made 12 Hydras today. I guess that explains why he didn't bother. Only had +2 missile attack. He didn't bother getting +3 missile attack, I guess. Yeah, it's just too much. Too much base sniping in this one for Maru to come out on top. Serral, the creep spread was insane. He was everywhere. He was multi-prong attacking. And Maru could not keep up. So that's your Sunday series for today. And that is going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. You can find me on /Falconin. Wait a second. Man, it is too late for this. You know where to find me, right? Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, all that stuff, /Falcon Paladin. And there's a Discord server as well with a lot of people who like StarCraft, and I'm over there. If you want to talk to me, Discord is probably the best way to do it. And until next time, please stay safe and healthy in these times. And as always, most importantly, please take care of yourselves. Goodbye.